arguably one of the best supported sides in Singapore. Their fans will say they are the best supported side. Certainly the most fanatical. Wondering whether any of the Hools have made it to Lau Toyota. I'm sure we'll know very soon enough because they make their presence felt whenever Hougang play. We'll soon hear that if they are there. So just to remind you that Lau Toyota going from left to right and Hougang playing in blue and white. Now the interesting thing to keep an eye out for is a player in Stipe Plazibat, because he's last season he seemed to be playing more in a midfield role rather than an attacking role.
Slightly in a deeper role, and that's probably why he didn't get as much goals. That's what he would say. And again, he will probably play up there with Sahil Suhaimi.
Which surely that's his best position, isn't it?
Up top,
sticking goals in.
I'm sure he should be the focal point, but again, Clement Teo has probably put him just in a slightly deeper role today, again behind Sahil Suhaimi.
Sahil Suhaimi coming from the beleaguered Warriors side, who have been withdrawn. Basically not asked to take part in the upcoming Singapore Premier League. And Sahil Suhaimi with the first chance of the game. Bit of pocket of space there. And the shot flies over.
Oh, that's a very good start for Hougang United. And I don't know whether that ball in for Sahil was intended, but very good first touch. A little bit of space, and why not? Your first start in the AFC Cup. Take a shot and high and wide.
Maybe an indication of things to come. Sujad with the header there, and foul on Sahil. It's a free kick here for Hougang.
Yeah, that was Piapong really hard on Sahil there. You can see his left hand is pushing him over.
Well, some of us will remember his namesake, who was one of Thailand's best ever strikers back in the day, Shasi. I know you're one of those who will remember Piapong Puon.
Oh.
What a player he was in his prime.
Real legend there.
They're playing three at the back then, Shasi.
Yep. With Hafiz Sujat just playing in that wing-back role on the left-hand side. Nazrul will play on the right-hand side. So that allows for Hougang to have two up top in Stipe and Sahil Suhaimi.
Yeah, interesting. Because they've lost two centre-backs. Hougang from last season. Three if you count Zulfami. He sometimes played in a three at the back. Normally played in a holding role. Also at the back. So they've had to bolster their ranks, as we mentioned. Anders Applin is one of them that's come in. He was also deployed on the right-hand side. It was a right back at times for Geylang last season. But Lau have just struggled to get on the ball in these first 3.5 minutes, haven't they?
Yeah, it's a very good start for Hougang United. Just pressing a little bit higher up the pitch and very well organized as well. With the three at the back.
Let's see what he was trying to do there, Sahil. What do you make of the state of the pitch then, Shasi?
It looks really dry and very hard, in fact. Tough for first touch. Keep it under control.
Yeah, just keep an eye on that. I wonder whether that will have any kind of impact on this game.
And the home team facing problems in controlling the ball. That was Saison, the skipper.
When we get a close-up like that, I mean, it looks cut up as well, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's like a bobble around. Keepers hate those kind of pitches. Smashed away by Anders Applin. Hafiz trying to steal the ball of Saison. Suksavan. Well, they're losing the ball quickly. Lao Toyota, though, that one came back to them. Saison again, skipper on the right-hand side. First time they've really got into the final third here, the Laos.
He had to be defended there, Anders. He had to get that in front of his man. Did well to just clear it.
Never easy, is it, when your season hasn't started yet and your first competitive game of the year is already in continental competition. As we see Saison here, a bit of space for him on the right-hand side. Goes up for a corner, the cross.
It was the first time that Toyota that just got behind the Hougang defense, and that is the problem in a 3-5-2 system. You leave spaces down the flanks. That time the ball just went behind Hafiz Sujat. Saison get the ball across.
Almost got caught out there, Lao. Saison. Are we seeing a big shot come? Goes out for another corner, took a big deflection. The shot there from Pitak. Will be one to watch out for in this Lao Toyota side. Big guns have all come in for this corner. This is much better now from Lao. Kept alive here. Suksavan. Now Saison.
Hougang got away with that short corner there. No, it's only one man coming forward to press on that short corner. Delivery wasn't good enough.
Pressure there on Alessio, the Brazilian. There he is again. Much better from Lao, isn't it? They've started to show much more attacking intent. Sahil doing well, just getting sub between the ball and man.
Get them off the pressure a little bit here. Good play from Sahil. Experience using his body there, putting the ball, putting himself in the way.
What I'm noticing in that replay is it's cutting up very, very easily, isn't it?
Exactly, and the grass is so very thin that
brittle, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's going to bobble everywhere.
It's been an absolute nightmare for these guys.
Same wavelength there, Somsavat and Somsavat.
Stupe Plazibat trying to close down. Sizing each other up, these two sides. Goran Jurkovic has played in the lower leagues in France and Belgium, and then played some very good football with Esteghlal. He scored goals, very good strike rates at most of the teams he's been at. He'll be one of their danger men. Plazibat. Isaac Anderson, first touch for him. That was an important touch on. Nazrul Nazari goes down. That should result in a yellow card. Let's see.
Well, it was a 50-50 ball very high up. And,
do you think that?
Nazrul Nazari got there definitely first, and
he went in with his knee, didn't he?
Somsavat getting that first yellow card of the game. No complaints at all. position for Hougang United to run into the box.
Back with an early yellow card. Keep an eye out for that one now. They're going to try and keep some pressure on him. Well defended there. That didn't look a great tackle, did it? This time it's Nazrul Nazari. Actually, he was the perpetrator this time. He may have hurt himself.
I think it was a foul.
Got the ball
first yet. The angle that he ran in at, it's a 50-50 one.
Actually, that's a very good challenge from Nazrul Nazari. Pitak in the way.
A little bit lucky there. Don't think it was a good first touch from Pitak. He didn't know that Nazrul Nazari was on his left-hand side.
Well, they can't afford to be losing a key player like Nazrul Nazari.
Yeah, perfect angle there. Good tackle from Nazrul.
It's actually gone against him, hasn't it?
Yep. Interesting, both teams playing with 3 at the back for Lau, Kawakami, Yam Hong and Lamba.
Fabian Kwok, who's in his more preferred role now in midfield. He was playing at the back towards the end of last season when resources were a bit low. Here's Anderson. We've got Anders and Anderson on this side. They bobble around a little bit. Again, some unnecessary challenges, and it's frustrating the Hougang players in particular. Just a little talking to.
I think no, this time Manalong. Yeah, that deserves a yellow card as well.
That's a yellow card offence, isn't it?
Yeah,
surely.
It's very blatant on the calves of Afik No. Then
that's a poor challenge.
Unnecessary as well from Manalong.
It's gone unpunished, that one.
Yep.
Hopefully we're not too far away from the introduction of some form of VAR in Asian competitions. Not that that would have resulted in a change. Of course, that doesn't rule on yellow cards, and it's not a red card offence.
Also there, good initial first touch and poor return ball. Not happy at all.
So he'll clever touch. Well, I mean, you've got to. Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to feel for Afik No that.
That was the biggest round of applause we've had so far. I mean, that's not a good challenge, but it's nowhere near as bad as the earlier one,
exactly,
which went unpunished.
And it's against the same player as well, so it's probably revenge there. Afik No.
So one booking apiece. Managed to keep that alive.
Defending from Faiz there. Faiz Saleh down the left-hand side. 1-on-1 defending.
Nonsense from Zach Anderson. One of the new signings this season. Well, that seemed a little casual.
Faiz didn't touch the ball at all.
Didn't think he had. Well, it's
a free
kick. Now, I'm not sure how that decision was made. Didn't seem to be a foul in the lead up to that.
So weird decision from the assistant referee. On the near side, the ball comes in.
If they score from it, which they do, It's going to be a talking point here. The goal is claimed by the man we thought would be a problem today, Jurkovic. Everyone just seemed to be static there. And it's Lao Toyota who get the opening goal.
Well, two talking points. Is this a free kick and is that offside? The player on the line, he is offside. He is interfering with play, surely, because he's in front of the goalkeeper.
Did that even come off him? It looks clearly offside, doesn't it?
Yep. Now, as the ball comes in,
We're not going to be able to tell from there.
with that header, didn't touch the player on the line, but he was in front of the goalkeeper interfering with the play. So is that offside? There.
He's even moved his body in the way, hasn't he? He's missed it. It looks like he's missed it. Two huge talking points in the build-up to that goal. And it's a very controversial one. Well, I was just talking about VAR in the introduction of it, hopefully one day into Asian competitions. And that
surely would have
been chalked off.
Yeah, chalked off.
That is a bizarre one. It's a decent ball in. Hafiz Sujat looking for Stipe Plazibat. Can they hit back immediately here, Hougang? They've conceded their first ever goal in an Asian competition. Can they score their first now? It was this man, Lesio, who got that controversial free kick. It's done well here. Coolly played out.
Great play from Lazio down the right-hand side. Great past two players. Bamba this time on Stipe Plazibat. Get past his man.
Cross easy for Suktavi.
Goal from Suktavi.
Soson. Didn't see any foul there. Jurkovic trying his luck. It's not a great ball from Sai Simon to his strike partner. Doesn't seem to have worked so far, those two.
Yeah, again, like you said, it's just the start of the season, so it's going to take time for both these players to get up to speed, especially in terms of understanding. Will come, both of them quality players.
It's a couple times now the ball's just been overrun, overhit. I think we're hearing Clement.
Yeah, he's not happy with just being patient with the ball in possession. You can already see player, what kind of player Zachary Anderson is. No nonsense. Will keep it safe at the back. He's just a real defender.
Sometimes I think people do want to see a bit more of the no-nonsense and players trying to dribble out. I know that's the trend these days, to have a, what they call a footballing centre-back. Now here, we'll be very happy with their
Also ready
start to this.
Jurkovic and Lazio.
They're looking much more of a threat, for example, than the attackers for Hougang.
They've been a handful so far. Lazio.
It's better defending from a set piece there from Zach Anderson this time. Clumsy. Get the ball out of play. Stipe Plazibat come back to help out.
Nazrul wanted a free kick. Challenge there wasn't given.
Hafiz Sujat gets that clear up towards Sahil. Now Saison. Just rushed into that clearance, giving the ball away, Zach Anderson.
Clement, obviously he's listening from the microphones there. He has a point, because there are times when they could just keep it simple, just play it to a midfielder, Hougang. That instance, just before this, Zach Anderson just punting it forward to no one.
After a pretty good start for the first 3-4 minutes, Shashi, it's kind of gone wrong for them, hasn't it?
Yeah, especially going forwards there.
It's far too easy for Jurkovic. He's done really well, but actually he did the hard part really well, and then it was a poor cross in the end.
Yeah, he rushed it a little bit. Just need a little bit more composure. Could have brought it in a little bit more further.
Unfortunately, we haven't had the benefit of the replay as to how that free kick, that contentious free kick, was awarded. An absolute bizarre one. We thought that was actually going to be a throw-in, didn't we, for Hougang? Then we thought, okay, that's been changed to a throw-in for Lau Toyota, and then it became a free kick. And the build-up to that first goal.
Yeah, it'll be done by the decision to give that free kick, like the goal itself. Moment up in the middle of the pitch, just running the show.
Well, they are controlling the midfield, aren't they, at the moment? Worrying times as far as Hougang are concerned. This is the greatest ball played in from Manalob. There's your goal scorer. Another look at the goal. So yes, we can confirm it certainly hasn't touched. It appears that Somsabat hasn't touched it. Jurkovic with the flick on. Surely looked offside. We're not getting the angle that we want.
Yeah.
Side on. Here's Lesio again. He's been a handful on this right-hand side. So with a great cross in.
Last touch was from Manalob. Got to that position from midfield. Just behind Anders there. Well, just to put him off a little. He was up for the goal kick.
Hougang, one of two Singapore sides involved in the AFC Cup. The other one is Tampines Rovers. They're in action tomorrow. Stipe Plazibat has overhit that one as well. We're talking about that combination of Stipe and Sahil. And of course, this is the first competitive game they're playing together. Need some time to bed in.
Yeah, remember Sahil scoring some good goals last year from the Warriors.
Lazio. Now Jurkovic. What's noticeable, Shashi, is passes going astray, players losing control of the ball, controlling the ball. It's pitch related, isn't it?
Yeah, both sides as well.
It's messy. Final third, Lau Toyota here. Too many times in the last 20 minutes or so. Field in particular. Stipe Plazibat's done well here. Didn't pull the trigger first time of asking. It was a very, very tough angle.
turn there. His first touch was immaculate, and then through the whole of the Lao defense, couldn't just put the ball on target. That's what Hougang needs at the moment. A little bit of spark from either one of their danger men, Sahil or Stipe. Stipe nearly provided the touch in front of goal.
Sully. Lofting in the air. Balls like that tonight as well. Gets a touch on. Thick. Matchell. Haven't seen too much of him so far. Kawakami. There's a foul there by Mitchell. It's Fabian Kwok. Back to Faiz. A little too casual, the ball's been given away. Jurkovic. Saison. It's a late challenge by Fabian Kwok. He will get a booking for it.
Yeah, he knows it as well. Very late challenge from Fabian. Necessary as well. The ball comes in, it was Saison. Played the ball in. It's got away. Just milking it there.
Hey, organise. Hey, boys, step up, step up. Where's the ball?
Step up. His defence.
It's got Ilacio. Brings him to take a shot here. Right shot. Goal.
Ilacio. Let's flick back for a corner by Stipe Plazibat.
Wasn't a good free kick there. Good delivery. Good past his first man, which was Stipe Plazibat. It's like he is the who's going to take all those set pieces. His left foot takes a shot.
Ilacio. Just a flick on there. Along the way from Somsavat.
It's not the first time that Hougang has been caught out with this short corners, and they've got to sort this out quickly. Because that was a very good, dangerous ball in there.
I think perhaps what you're saying is being communicated by Clement right now to his players.
I will alert to the situation there.
Chances so far in this game. He's got each other's way there. Stupid Plazibat and Sao Sohaimi needed to be a better ball as well, but that will go up for a corner.
Example there. Both players, Stipe and Sahil, not on the same wavelength. They got each other's way. It turned out well. Hafiz Sujat will take this corner kick from the far side. A swinging one. Oh, the big man, Dezak, has gone up for this time. Stipe is there as well. Charles is there.
He's making that point. Anderson is being blocked.
19, be careful.
Kept that in, Anders Aplin, he's done it. Persistence there, may have hurt himself in the process.
Oh, no. I think too deep there from Hafiz Sujat. As Anders go for the ball and just the follow through on the right ankle.
I think Somsavat trod on him. We'll have another look at that. Yeah.
Somsavat. And it should be okay.
He too spent a long time out injured. With Gelang last season. Just keep that in. Dangerous cross. This is a little bit better for Haugang. Back in the mix. Anders Aplin. Hafiz Sujat. He's going with a flat cross. Putting a bit more pressure on now. Haugang. Left themselves a bit exposed in the back. Well, Zafik to Hafiz Sujat. Steve Plazibat just able to control the ball, but it's given away. It's going down rather too easily. Nazrul Azari's gone down. I think, wasn't that the troublesome ankle from earlier?
Yeah, it's much better play from Haugang United there. Extra play, putting the pressure on. Now, Toyota couldn't get out of their half. It's just that final ball and quality.
I mean, that's a yellow card, isn't it? Surely.
Surely. Again, given.
Disappointing challenges that we've seen. Not being punished by the Bahraini referee today, Ali Hassan Ibrahim Abdul Nabi. Four officials from Bahrain. A good little spell here for Haugang United. Nice control. So there from Pitak. Now Aplin. Plazibat. Haven't seen one of those barnstorming runs from Nazrul Azari just yet.
Not yet.
Got terrific pace on him. He's done well, the ball down the line to Plazibat. Rafik. Control the ball, Nazrul Nazari. Should be in contention for Singapore's next World Cup qualifier. A crucial game against Palestine. Pretty well at the moment. There's Nazrul. Playing well. Faisali. Just look a bit more comfortable on the ball now, don't they, Shashi?
Yeah. Just need to capitalize on the possession they have here to create more chances.
Poor control from Saison. Well, that's given away cheaply by both sides at the moment. These are the early pre-season kicks, I suppose you can call it.
Yeah, I guess so. They're very rusty at the moment. Passes finding the man.
And this is quite often the case, isn't it? We've done a lot of AFC tournaments in the past, and you'll see this, won't you? Right at the beginning of these tournaments, teams have got new personnel in, haven't played competitive football in a while.
I think again, no disrespect to the teams as well, it's different from the Champions League. Yep. If you really look at the Asian Champions League, it's quality of the gulf. It's clear to see.
It wasn't too long ago that Singapore teams were competing in the AFC Champions League. They have to try and do so via a rather arduous qualification round. Here's Hafiz Sujat. Actually, playing on this pitch with Champions League experience is Jerkovic, who played with Esteghlal and has scored as well. He's the only scorer today so far, 1-0 to Lao Toyota. There he is on cue. Control. I think I've said that at least 7 or 8 times today. Not just for him. Generally, this has been a problem for a lot of the players.
Exactly. It's just difficult to hold the ball. Again, it's just rustiness here.
Here's Hafiz. So dispossesses a tug back there, and technically that would be a yellow card, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because of the first challenge there. The referee has been really inconsistent here. That so clear.
I got to ask, as the next player, why do players do that when you're not going to change anything? You're going to get a yellow card usually. I mean, he's probably got away with this one.
Yep.
Why do players do that, Shashi? Give us an insight.
It's just frustration, and it's just you just don't want to be beaten in a one-on-one situation, and that's why you just do silly things, right? And again, very lucky not to get away with, or not to get that yellow card.
Here's Lesio. And Jerkovic. Always a threat, aren't they?
Yeah. Handful so far, Lesio and Jerkovic. This time.
Quite come off that one. Clever from Hafiz Sujat, just impeding him as much as he could.
His body weight. Experience. Free kick. Trying to bring that ball back. Here's Pitak. Could have been a great ball, that one. Afik. He's certainly got to a much better stage here. Was that the right call? What's a brilliant finish from Machel. Set up there by Stipe Plazibat. And history made for Hougang as well. Their first ever goal in AFC competition. Wow. First ever goal for Hougang United, like you said, in the AFC competition. And what a goal this was. A brilliant team goal. And that ball from Afik, look here, absolutely brilliant ball. Brilliant pick up with his left foot. And Stipe Plazibat, he could have just volleyed it on his own by himself. But that layback was brilliant for Charles Machel. And tell you what, this was sweetly struck, and I've got to say, it's the only thing he's done in the game so far. Well, we've been very, very quiet.
We've hardly mentioned Machel. I think it took us about 20 minutes before his name came up. I was about to say, because things happen so fast, whether that was the right call by Stipe Plazibat to set it up rather than go for it on his own, but it turned out to be brilliant from him. He cushioned it superbly, didn't he? And then a fine finish from Machel. And that actually caps a very, very good period for Hougang.
Yes, very true. And we said this before, to capitalize on the possession and the good play.
Here's Pitak's shot. And I tell you what, there's a prime example of this pitch and what it can do. It can just suddenly bobble up and bounce around. Difficult for goalkeepers.
It's a good save from the goalkeeper.
He'll be quite happy with that. Really, neither keeper has had much to do apart from grabbing the ball out from the back of their nets, Shashi. It's been short on chances, hasn't it?
Exactly, but you can never underestimate the role that Afiq Noor had in that goal. Hougang United could play it down the right-hand side and to pick up Stipe Plazibat with that ball with his left foot as well. Stuff.
Yeah, that was a delightful ball, wasn't it, from Afiq? Well spotted there. He's the goal scorer. That was a fine finish. Very, very good setup as well from Stipe Plazibat. Cushioned it brilliantly. Unselfish from Stipe Plazibat.
Great technique on the shot as well. He had to take it slightly on the outside of the foot as well to get it away from the goalkeeper. Struck it sweetly.
Scored 6 goals for Australia last season. His career with Newcastle United, by the way. Plazibat wins a corner. They can take the lead just before half-time. Really will give them a massive boost.
Just to keep the pressure on. Oh, here, just before half-time. Very good time to score one here. By Sahil Suhaimi.
Could be a contender for one of the worst corners of the season. We're only day one of the AFC Cup.
Just speechless, but
maybe we'll put it down to the pitch.
yeah.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we might get to see that again. He won't want to.
Yeah, just imagine the frustration. Zach Anderson just ran 100 meters to.
There's nothing more than annoying for a centre-back to run all that way, as you say, only for that corner to come to absolutely nothing. Applet. They've just also started pushing a bit further up, haven't they? They've shown far more attacking intent. A little bit of time to get into this game. Push there. I've got to say that Lao have been very reckless. They've been unpunished for a lot of it. But they too have had some very unnecessary challenges.
And it was handball given against Sahil.
Kawakami. That was a interesting challenge. That's a delightful ball. Somsabat, who's dramatically gone down. The referee's waving away furious appeals for a penalty, and I think even the Hougang players are asking for a yellow card.
Yeah, you see here.
Oh, that looks like a foul, doesn't it?
Yeah, there was definitely contact. And this is just the way that he went down.
I think that's what helped him, has it?
Yeah, exactly. Somsabat there. It really didn't help his cause. The way he went down.
He didn't need to do so dramatic. He's just gone down normally.
Exactly.
He exaggerated it. That's not helped him. Now, earlier we talked about the Lao goal being disallowed. Shouldn't have happened from what we could see. Didn't have the greatest of angles to see it from, but it looked like it was offside. And we thought, well, VAR would have overturned that. If we had VAR now, that probably would have been a penalty. So you can say perhaps things have evened up. Not that, of course, assuming they would have scored a penalty, but yeah. I suppose you could say maybe it's about right now.
Yeah,
maybe. Clementino will probably disagree.
Anders got a little bit lucky there.
Yeah.
Looked very nervous.
I think he even said I didn't touch him. Well, I'm afraid that is not the case on the replay. It's turning out to be a much more entertaining game.
Pressure there from Stipe on Bamba.
It really is incredible that this game, this half, has had kind of two halves to it in a way, hasn't it? It's been all Lao the first 20, 25 minutes, and then it's been pretty much Hougang. One added minute. Much better games, I said. Kawakami clears. Lost track of the ball. Kazuba, oh, he needed better control there. He was in a good position.
Yeah, that time you can't blame the pitch. The ball was in the air. It was tough to be fair, to take it down, kill it, but yeah, much better chance, or much better touch was needed there.
I'm not sure. Sorry, that Hougang want the half-time whistle at the moment because got some good bit of momentum on them. I think that was Zach Anderson now. I think he's just saying easy. Just manage it, see it out till half-time. Time for one final opportunity in this half. Could there have been a foul on Sahil? In fact, it goes against him.
Again, I think unlucky.
So, we come to the end of what's been a much better conclusion to this first half. It started well for Hougang the first 3 minutes, and they lost their way quite badly. That man there, Jurkovic, with the opening goal in controversial circumstances with a flicked header. And just towards the end of the first half, they got their equaliser through Matchel. Half-time, Lao Toyota 1, Hougang United 1.
Many thanks to Shazad Haq and Shasi Kumar on comms there, as you just saw a couple of goals in it at half-time. Joran Jurkovic giving Lao Toyota the lead before Charles Matchel leveled it up. So it's Lao Toyota 1, Hougang United 1. Plenty of talking points from this match, as well as all the other AFC Cup games happening. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back to Fox Sports Live. 3 games of the AFC Cup ongoing now. It is half-time between Lao Toyota and Hougang United. It is a 1 apiece. Bali United at home to Tan Quang Ninh. They are trailing the Vietnamese side by a 1-0. And Ceres Negros in control so far in the first 45 minutes against the Cambodian champions Svay Rieng. Thanks for staying with us. PJ Roberts and Rish Roshan Rai in the AFC Cup studio. And what a 45 minutes it's been over in Lao. It's 1-1 between Lao Toyota and Hougang United, a match which Lao dominated for a large part of that first half. Hougang United, though, came back to level the scores late at the half. But let's have a look at the goal. The first goal, which came early on in the 15th minute from a free kick, a set piece. And this was knocked in by Goran Jurkovic. Was there a hint of offside, though?
It's quite clear that Somvarat is offside there. He's standing right in front of the goalkeeper. To me, that's interfering with play. I don't think it should have been allowed. But look, it was given to Lao Toyota. That's the way it is, I guess. But Peach, I think it shouldn't have been given.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And look, we've obviously been watching football for a long time, and I still can't work out why that is not offside. Yeah. The goalkeeper is in a position, there's a flick on, and a player standing there in an offside position is distracting.
Yeah.
It's going to put the goalkeeper in a couple of minds as to whether the flick on goes to him, where's his positioning. So it has to impact on his decision making about where he stands. Therefore, he should be offside.
You know what?
The referees seem to disagree with me all the time.
You know what I've seen some goalkeepers do in situations like that, if they're quick thinking enough, if they're aware of what's going on, they actually jump into the player that's standing in an offside position.
Yeah.
Go, hang on.
Yeah.
He's offside.
Yeah.
And he's interfering. Look, we've watched a lot of football, and that is offside.
Yeah.
It should be offside.
Of course, no VAR at this stage of the AFC Cup competition, but we're going to have a look back at the incident that led to the free kick. Another talking point here. This is the incident. Now, many thought it should have been a throw-in.
Yeah. It gets given there, and then they change it into a free kick. I mean, even I'm confused as to what exactly has happened in that situation. I just can't really explain what the thinking behind that is. I mean, look, it comes back into him.
I think
Peach.
Yeah, the only thing
He's given a foul there, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah,
the referee?
Yeah, and he's given a foul. And actually, you look where the free kick's taken, it's nowhere near where the foul was either, by the way. It was about 3 yards in. But the only thing I can think of that the challenge was slightly studs raised and marginally late, but it's not a foul. But then again, you look at where the free kick was taken, it's about 3 yards further in as well.
Yeah, so a lot of confusion there, but there was no confusion in the 39th minute when Hougang United scored the equaliser, the first goal ever in the AFC Cup competition, this being their maiden appearance in this tournament. 39th minute, have a look at this. It's a wonderful strike by Charles Marshall.
Yeah, I like the finish. He does really well to keep it on target and ends up in the back of the net. Clever play by Plazibat. Yeah, really good awareness to spot that bit of space for Marshall to run onto. And I like this ball. It's floated into the path of Plazibat rather by Afiq. And then it's a nice finish for Hougang. It's been very difficult for Hougang to sort of get to grips with this game because of the conditions there, how difficult the pitch is. I know they're a side that usually like to play the ball, keep it on the ground, and it's just bobbling all over the place. It's one of those battles. It's one of those things you face in this competition. Going away from home, and these are the conditions you've got to sort of get to grips with. It looked like it was going to be difficult for them to get back on level terms, but they've done it. Then, second half again to come for them, and let's see what they can do.
Marshall was signed by Hougang United. He came from Svay Rieng, his old team, of course, playing against Ceres Negros. We'll have a look at those highlights in just a little while. There was a claim for a penalty by Lao Toyota very late in the first half. Have a look at this. It wasn't given. The referee was adamant that there was no penalty, but when you have a closer look at it, makes you wonder. There are some doubts.
Well, you don't even need to have a close look at it. It's penalty. Penalty. You look at it, and again, it has come in. He stood right on his foot. It's not. And look, it is difficult, with the movement of players and the trickery of feet and how quickly players move, that referees are in two minds that there's no contact. But that is legitimate contact, and the referee's in a reasonable enough position to be able to make the right decision. He hasn't. And Shahzad, I love the way he was summing up the fact that they got a free kick that wasn't offside that led to a goal, and then they weren't awarded that one, so it sort of cancelled each other out. But then that's assuming that he didn't get the penalty as well. But look, yeah, two decisions that should have gone the other way that I guess they cancelled each other out.
Yeah, it's been really interesting over in Laos, and I tell you what, it's been quite controversial as well over in the Philippines, where Ceres Negros are currently hosting Sve Riang, the Cambodian champions. We're going to have a look at the highlights. Ceres pretty much in control of this one in the first half anyway. It took them just 12 minutes to get the ball into the back of the net. Lovely little goal from Takashi Odawara.
Yeah, I mean, I like the press from Ceres there. They force a mistake with the pass out, and they're quick to pounce on that in that situation, and quick to take advantage. Now, what you have here is Odawara just hanging on to the edge of the penalty box there, and he's given far too much space to actually have turn and have a crack at goal in that situation.
Yeah, so they made it 2-0 in the 14th minute. You're going to have a look at the goal here as well. But was there a hint of handball? Lovely cross in by Stefan Schrock. Joshua Groman, he's been given credit for the goal. But we're going to take a look at the replay. Roshan, what are your thoughts here?
It's handball. It's handball. And look, you know, we can go on about referees not...
And look at his reaction here.
Yeah.
And then he comes back.
And he celebrates after that, like, you know... I tell you what, let's carry on with this, and then if we've got time, we'll have a quick chat about that, because they get a penalty here, Sve Riang. Groman's the one who commits the foul. There's a chance for them to get themselves back into it, and this one is a penalty.
Yeah.
That should have cancelled each other out. Shahzad should have been commentating on this game as well, because that should have gone in the back of the net, and they would have cancelled each other out. But again, look, frustrating. You've got to take advantage of those situations. That's the perfect opportunity to work your way back into the game. Certainly a penalty, and unfortunately for them, it did not go in the back of the net.
All right, off to the beautiful island of Indonesia for this one between the Indonesian champions Bali United and from Vietnam, Tan Quang Ninh. That is a red card. That's a high leg into Andika.
Yeah, I think the referee sees it quite early. See, Andika has got his eyes on the ball there. It's one of those, you know, we see Fagan, you know, he's got his eyes on the ball as well, but you can't put your foot up in that situation there. And,
in the 3rd minute, would you a red card?
Yeah, I'd give it Peach.
Yeah.
I'd give it, but
well,
maybe
it seemed to be dangerous.
That's why I'd be a dreadful referee. Yellow card for me.
That is right. Well, look at this. Jeremy Lynch made it 1-0 for the visitors against the odds, and it's a lovely little celebration.
Yeah, look, he does well. He sort of gets the ball sort of fumbling under his feet there. He peels back in, but it's the near post finish. Keepers should not be beaten at the near post. It should have been covered there by the keeper.
So it's a 1-0 to Tan Quang Ninh. They lead Bali United, and so that's a roundup of the highlights from the first half. So we've got the second half still to come in just a few short minutes. We're going to take a break now, but we'll be back with the rest of the action. It's the AFC Cup. Lots to look forward to. Stay tuned.
We are back at the National Stadium. Lao Toyota are playing Hougang United. Match day 1 of the AFC Cup in Group F. The opening goal for Lao Toyota came from Goran Jurkovic. We've seen replays during the break, and what we were wondering before, Shashi, Kumar and myself, about whether that was a legitimate free kick. The referee had adjudged there to be a stamp of sorts. What did you make of it?
Soft. To me, I think it's pretty soft. And if that was a stamp, then how about the penalty wasn't given?
That wasn't given. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Ironic that it's almost two very similar sort of challenges. One was, I mean, a nailed-on penalty, if there ever was one, not given. The other was. Hougang took a while to really get into this game, but when they did, they got a superb goal through Charles Matchell. Find ourselves here with an intriguing second half. Remember, this is Hougang's first ever cup match in Asian competition. Toyota has been doing this for a while now. They never got out of the group stages. That's Bamba. Right from Pitak to Jurkovic. He feels he was impeded. And, the assistant agrees with him. Actually, it's going to be a throw-in. Not the best of clearances. Did say not many opportunities in this game, Shashi, but they've taken, both of them taken the chance that was presented to them.
Exactly, and both teams haven't really got behind their opponent's defense. Often that is one of the criticism. This man, Afik Noor, has been one of Hougang's best players so far. Started the second half on fire as well.
Here's Sahil. Not for the first time fouled.
Somsawat has been cautioned first half. Again, Leighton, there's no way he's going to get to that ball. He'll get in between the ball and man.
If that wasn't his second, if he wasn't already given a yellow card earlier, would that have been a yellow card for you?
Yeah. But again, knowing the referee so far, he has been very inconsistent.
Well, Macho, who had far more time than he did with his first goal, with a very, very tame shot.
Yeah, that was a poor effort on goal. It's good play down the left-hand side. Hafiz Sujat just tried to open his body up, let the ball roll across him.
It was a very good opportunity there.
Just his foot through the ball.
That seemed to be an easier chance in a way.
Exactly.
Than the one he scored with. Here's Afik. Oh, he's done well. Now Nazrul Nazari. Space opening up here in the midfield for Hougang. Hafiz.
Last touch was by Hafiz Sujat there as he tried to go past Saison.
Pushing to get to that one. Matchel won't make it.
Good dummy initially, but the return ball was a bit too far. Ran out of space.
That short to Somsavat. Sahil will try to make things difficult. Goalkeeper gets it away. I mentioned that they've not had a great time in the AFC Cup. They played Singapore side last year. Khairul then makes an important intervention, has to race back just in case. Not sure why he didn't try to control that and pick it up.
Pushed it as well. Did very well initially to get to the ball first. His starting position was very good. Swept the danger away.
They lost at home to Home United. So he had 7 goals last year in one game to PSM Makassar. Stipe Plazibat trying to get past Bamba. He can't believe it.
Yeah, it goes against Stipe. That it's just one of those that it's tough to get a decision, especially when the opponent is in between the ball and yourself.
Once you've got an arm on you,
Yeah, exactly.
and you go down, more likely than not to have that go in your favour. Zach Hansen and the difference in size between him and the couple of players around him. Nice touch on there. Saosahomi, he's taking that first time! What a brilliant goal that is! Stipe Plazibat gives Hougang the lead. And finally that combination works between little and large.
And 2 wonderful goals from Hougang United. Just route one, really. That chest by Sahil. And the moment you see Stipe in that position and with Suktavi out of or off his line, you just knew that something was going to happen. And with Stipe's class, look at this finish. Absolutely brilliant. Didn't even look up. All the way, eyes on the ball. Knew where the goalkeeper was. Was in no man's land. Great goal.
Brilliant strike there from Stipe Plazibat, who has, of course, got form in the AFC. He was previously with Home United. 8 goals prior to this. And he's continued where he left off. That is a fantastic goal. And finally, that combo works between Saosahomi and Stipe Plazibat. Just wonder, though, looking at one of the replays, whether that might have come off his arm. Laid that off. Go on to seal it, but what they've done, Shashi, is continued where they left off towards the end of that first half, haven't they, Hougang?
Yeah. Momentum in the second half well as well. Just pushing a little bit high up the pitch. See Sahil Suhaimi pressing the left wing back when he got the ball just before the goal.
This is why many are saying that Stipe Plazibat should be an out-and-out striker rather than playing a slightly more withdrawn role, which is what he was doing for quite a bit of last season. He's got a great eye for goal, hasn't he?
Does he know where the goal is? And Fabian very strong, the challenge.
Not a foul for you?
No, just using his body. Someone looking for the foul. The ball was going away from him. This score line stays the same. What a result this will be for Hougang United. First time ever in the competition. It's a good play from Hougang again, and foul given.
Remind you that the other teams involved, Ho Chi Minh City and Yangon United, they played a little earlier today. That ended in a 1-1 draw. So if this continues, the scoreline till the end, Hougang would have a clear lead in Group F. What a dream start that would be for them. Back by Pitak. Lesio. Now Saison. Comes off Anderson for a corner.
Toyota here trying to get a quick response after the goal from Stipe Plazibat. Onus is on the home side here to get something from the game. Still have time.
Wamba got something on it. A lot of players there, it's congested. And now he's on his own here, Stipe Plazibat. If he looks up, you'll see Sahil Suhaimi. Oh, he's done well. Is he going to go on his own? Now he sees Sahil. Had to be a better ball. Matchell asking for handball here. Vehement appeals for a penalty. Unmoved, the referee. Still alive here, Plazibat. Fires over, but they're still having a go at the referee. Yep. It's a great lung-busting run there from Plazibat.
Marshall there seemed very, very sure that it was a penalty. He hit his arm. He tried to cut the ball back. Yeah, it's handball.
That's
surely a handball there.
2 penalties not given in the same box, one in either half.
Does this balance things out?
Slightly overhit, but here is Hafiz.
Now Toyota, they've got to be careful here defensively, because they know Stipe can do something the opposite end, so got to be really tight at the back. They are going for the equalizing goal.
Control isn't easy, is it, for these players? They are first touch often difficult.
Yeah, he's really up for it this Stipe Plazibat, especially after that goal.
He senses he can get more. Here's Pitak. Very brief flashes from him. Somsabat. Lesio. Great header from Anderson. David Kwok.
Bad ball from the left-hand side. No one attacking the ball. Ball comes in, but this is the foul. It was Savan, David Kwok.
With it being so early in the season, I think we're approaching that time where changes are going to be made. Here's Afik. Nicely laid off by Sahil Suhaimi. Oh, and it was just behind Afik. Lovely play between Sahil Suhaimi and Stipe Plazibat. It's amazing how it's changed for those two over the space of about 15-20 minutes, if you take into account as well There's been a break.
Exactly, and the ball just going behind Afiq. No. Made a bursting run into the box.
Nicely done by Nazim Nazari. And then Samsavad winning the ball back. Taking it quickly here. Lao Toyota. Suksavad. Surely gone out.
Play defensively by Faisali. It's pretty much end to end here. That is the goal. The shoulder, wasn't it, from Sahil Suhaimi? The finish is absolutely brilliant.
So no issues for you, right, in the build-up to that from Sahil? Yeah. That is a very, very good goal. Just misses away from Sahil. Here's Manalob. Saison. Carolyn. We talk about changes that could be made. Of course, it's Toyota who need goals. They have got Lovipat out and out forward on the bench. Just 20 years of age, though. With that, no Afiq. Had to be a better ball straight to Bamba. Looking for Plazibat. Bamba's really pushing up now, isn't he? He's overhit that one as well. It sails over from Jerkovic.
Yeah. Gone in will be a goalkeeper header to beat Hyrule from there. Just the edge of the penalty area. The ball comes in, look at this. Right at the edge of the penalty area. There's no way he's going to beat the goalkeeper from that.
Jerkovic. That looked like a legitimate tackle. And that's why Afiq is absolutely furious. The referee was in a very good position to see that.
It was a very, very good position. No. Yeah, I think you can see why.
Well, I think we owe him an apology perhaps for that one. Let's have another look. Oh, he did get the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did get the ball. And again, it's the way players go down really affect the decision making of the referee.
We'll rescind that apology because it looked to be a very good tackle. Maybe studs up, I'm not sure. Player made a lot of it. Afiq Noor has conceded. Here we go. Yeah, perhaps studs up for you, Shasi.
Again, you can see why it was given. Different angles. Obviously, get a touch to the ball first.
Well, I tell you what, if they score now, that'll be two potentially contentious goals. And it was nervy, wasn't it? The only cool person there, Carol Hint, who was very confident.
He was very, very confident indeed, and I'm not so sure. Yeah, okay. Should give him credit there, the goalkeeper.
You're a former head coach, and do you like goalkeepers doing that? Or would you just rather them always be a little bit be cautious.
Well, I just like the ball not going in, if I'm being honest. But yeah, let's give him a little bit of credit there.
Thanks for clarifying that, Shashi. I just don't want goals scored against my team. Hong Kong will certainly want to be challenging again domestically. Season starts in a couple of weeks. Led by Bamba. Fabian. Well, that was fortunate. Sahil opting to let it go out for a corner.
Yeah, good decision, because I don't think he could have controlled this one. See the free kick here again. Just Lazio just couldn't follow the ball around enough.
And fair enough, I suppose from that angle the goalkeeper's pretty confident.
Again, not really sure if he would have gotten there if the ball did, yeah.
Which is why I was wondering that, which is why I prompted that question to you, that maybe you just want him to be safe, not raise your hands like that. Lots of movement in the box. And it just wouldn't sit for Plazibat. On the counter, Saison. He's onside. It seemed to have just held his run there, Lesio. Manolov is waiting. Oh, he's opened himself up and he's just wide of the post.
Well, again, was that offside? Nazrul Nazari made that decision. Again, very tight decision. But yeah, I think the shot was on. Just couldn't curl the ball round enough to get it past Cairo.
They left themselves very badly exposed there, didn't they?
Yeah. Nazrul Nazari putting his hands up there.
Great work there from Nazrul. Interesting. We were speculating as to whether changes would be made. We're almost hitting the 70-minute mark. None forthcoming, as far as we can see.
Yeah, quite surprising, especially for Lau. Hougang so far so good. Don't want to change things too much.
Just wonder whether, being the beginning of the season, a pair of fresh legs, like, for example, someone like a Shaolanwa with his pace might cause some problems.
Especially with Lau trying to go for the equalizing goal. Leave gaps behind, leave spaces behind for Shawal to exploit.
Lesio. Not for the first time today, we've seen an overhit cross. And more poor control.
Under pressure from Nazrul Nazari. To go on the outside. Again,
Let's go now.
Flick it on, Plazibat gets the ball back. Lesio. Pitak. Bamba. Sosabat. Opts to go back instead to Bamba. A few players calling for the ball. Pitak wanted it. He looks a bit annoyed about that. Alessio.
It's good defending here. It's Lazio. Zach Anderson and Nazrul Nazari.
Surely a foul on Sayo Suhaimi. 20 minutes left in this game. 20 minutes separating Hougang from just a little bit of history for them.
So already a few times he's done this, Sahil. Very, very smart. Getting the advantage. Turn his man, using his body very well. Good sense of gravity.
Faiz. Kami. Rachel. Action this evening.
Good ball from Bamba there.
A couple of other scorelines at the moment from Southeast Asia, with Ceres 4-0 up against Failure. No guns at the moment. Ceres, of course, perennial finalists virtually in this competition, in the ASEAN zone anyway. Bali United are playing Tan Quan Ning of Vietnam. That was 1-0 at half-time to Tan Quan Ning of Bali, who stormed back early in the second half. They were 2-1 up. There. I thought that might be a corner. Now Bamba. Still can't see much movement on the sidelines here. Oh, they need a goal. Pitak. Oh, let it run across his body. It was excellent work until the execution. Suksavan couldn't keep his shot down.
Yeah, it's a poor effort in the end, but he did ever so well. Run across his body, and then again the ball just before taking that shot, just popping up, and again it's very, very tough to play on this pitch here.
Now Stipe Plazibat. Straight to Bamba. Fabian Kwok wins the ball back. Matchell. Anders Applin to Afik. It's a good ball from Anderson to Hafiz Sujad. He's done a poor job, I'm afraid.
Yeah, just overhit that one. Good play from Hougang, just keeping possession of the ball.
They're asking for handball. Careless. I think he's more frustrated with himself rather than the decision itself. Take our word for it, it was a handball.
It's a good position here for Hougang. Let's see what they can do from the delivery. It's Hafiz Afik in there. He has overhit a few. Let's see what he can do here.
He's gone for goal. Also, a couple of Haugang players feel that it might have been a penalty for the first time. Some of those centre-backs having to gallop all the way back.
I can see it was Zach Anderson sprinting back after that poor free kick from Hafiz.
If you missed it earlier, there was a very poor corner in the first half from Suhaimi. Crowd getting excited. Can they hold on for another 15 minutes? They've had more shots. Lao Toyota. How many of them have actually tested Khairul Hind? There we go. Finally a change for this Lao Toyota side. They are readying Lovipat. We'll talk about him earlier. The 20-year-old striker. New surprises. They're doing it only now.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, don't know. This is the first goal.
Very contentious one. And the first goal, sorry, for Haugang. Macho putting that away brilliantly after wonderful build-up to it. And talking about build-up there, Sao Suhaimi playing an integral role. What a finish that was from Stipe Plazibat.
Can you go face? Back post. Keep concentration, guys. Come on.
So that change now to be made. Lovipat is on for Suksabanu, who had that pretty decent effort, or pretty decent chance. He didn't take it well just a few minutes ago. So Lovipat now might go to a similar role, or up front with Jurkovic. Yasio was just waiting to pull the trigger. Can they clear their lines here? And it goes against Lao Toyota. They pile the bodies in.
Take their time now. Just couldn't clear the lines here. Again, don't really know what that was given for. Still have time to pull the goal back.
Saison. Just puts that out. Urgency now, real urgency from Lao Toyota. Lesio. Oh, it's done brilliantly there. Saison. Somsavat. On the edge of the area. For the umpteenth time in this game, we've seen yet another overhead delivery.
Yeah, I think the ball and the final efforts have been really poor, especially for Toyota. From that corner kick.
Just telling Stipe Plazibat to concentrate. Khairul Hind. Oh, he flapped at that one.
It was a handball given. Goalkeeper got lucky there. Didn't get anywhere near the ball. Flapped at it. Their handball. Against the substitute. Ipa.
Happy. Not too much damage there with that miss, but here is Shawalanwa. We thought he might have a little bit of a go. This is an extremely attacking change, isn't it? Surely you're bringing off one of your central defenders, Faiz Saleh, for a striker, Shawalanwa, unless
He might go to a 4 in the back.
4-4-2, yep.
Yeah.
Let's have a look, see how they just change that up. Immediately there's a foul on Sahil, oh sorry, excuse me, on Shawal.
Push that.
To the game.
Yeah, push.
Will be for the back now with Hafiz going to left back. Nazrul right back. I think they're going 4-3-3. We'll just confirm that for you. Here's Shawal. Oh, it's a good ball in. Just getting in each other's way there. Shibe Plazibat and Maxwell. Is there a foul? The referee immediately points to the spot. And after 2 penalties that were turned down in this very same box, we finally have one.
Yeah, this time around, no complaints whatsoever from Pia Pong. Yep. Using their heads here a little bit. That was the first one. On Stipe.
Well, there's a rugby tackle.
Yeah, it's a clear foul.
There were 2 fouls on him. I'm surprised the first one didn't get called out, but
He
this
didn't
one.
go down. Yeah, Stipe didn't go down for the first one. And the second one, so clear. Didn't even have to do that. Yep.
We were talking earlier in the first half about pulling a jersey, which was unnecessary. That seemed the most mind-boggling challenge.
Okay, but on the line, okay?
Stipe Plazibat now with the chance to double his tally and surely give Hougang the 3 points.
Surely man of the match performance as well.
And he coolly puts it away, right into that bottom corner. Hougang, 3-1 up now.
Wow. I know, still some way to go before the game ends, but this would be a brilliant result for first-timers Hougang United here. Flying the Singapore flag as well. Good penalty from Stipe Plazibat. Suktavi, no chance at all. Going the wrong way.
Very good penalty from Stipe Plazibat. We did think he might get more goals. He has now. I think 2 goals is beyond Lau at this point.
Just judging from the way they've played, and they haven't really gotten behind Hougang's defense, so that's a problem.
Bamba. Throw everything at this though. These last few minutes. Well, they've all stopped and looked at the referee. Finally, the decision goes their way, but
Easy, son.
Very neat call there.
took a while.
As the ball comes in, yeah. Will be Path. Really offside. We haven't seen much of Sio and Jerkovic in the second half. That has to be disappointing for Lau.
Judged to have Lesio. Concede one now. Toyota. Feel emboldened forward. Here's a foul by Shawal.
Foul on the skipper, just diving to the tackle.
Not done about that one. Also quite reckless. Punishment given. So lofts that in.
Very good defensive header there. Needed to get in front of his man.
It's amazing though, isn't it? Look at the difference in size between Saeed Jaime and the man he was marking was Jerkovic.
Yeah, exactly.
What? It just seems bizarre that that you've got probably the smallest player on the pitch, or on the Hougang side, having to take charge of the big striker.
You can see from there he's just going zonal instead of man for man, so he was in that position. He had to make the challenge. That's it.
Konakam is on from Somsavat. A later change. Packed. Konakam, an international. Laos.
This was the penalty decision.
I mean,
Twice. Stipe puts it away.
that has to be one of the most blatant fouls I've ever seen in a penalty box. And what I mean by that is, I mean, grabbing someone, almost rugby tackling them. It's a bizarre decision, that one, by the player. Here's Lesio. Bamba. Play in. Just lost the ball there, and it allowed Jurkovic to get a shot away.
Ball coming off Zachary. Listen again.
Bamba. And they clear their lines, it should do now. As far as Pitak. Everyone's up there, everyone back now for Hougang in this final few minutes. We are almost tasting victory here. What they've done, I think they've also put Konakam on this right-hand side. They've moved off Somsavat, of course, who's on the left. Taking risks now, they have to, but time is not on their side. This is where it could be vulnerable. Sahil wanted a free kick, he gets it. Foul by Bamba.
Not for the first time as well.
He looks irritated, doesn't he? He's had people nipping at his heels all game long.
The blatant one from Bamba.
He's pretty fed up, doesn't he? Ghani, another striker coming on for Afik. I think Afik's plied away pretty hard today, isn't he? And he's a brilliant ball in, as you said, that led to the first goal.
He's been very, very busy in the middle of the park. Defensively good, going forward as well, making those late runs into the penalty area from deep. Very, very good.
These are very positive changes from Clement, the coach of Hougang United. His groin there, Piapong, man who tried to rugby tackle Stipe Plasibat and led to the penalty that's effectively killed off this game. Looks like we're going to get 3 minutes of at a time. Tipachan Tavong is about to come on. Cameo for him. Machol. Not sure what the idea there was. Shawal. Kwok to Stipe, who's now very much withdrawn. He's done well to keep that in. Shawal. So this is the midfield role that we were talking about, that he played quite a bit of in last season. Stipe Plazibat. Shawal. Again, another odd decision there from Shafiq Ghani.
Fouled by Hafiz Sujat. Leads in as you can get on Lazio.
I think that change has been made from Konekam. Excuse me, not Konekam, I think it was Tipachant who's come on. Here by Nazrul Nazari with about a minute and a half left or so in this game. Now, was there a foul on Nazrul? Anderson just having a word with the referee saying there was an elbow in there. Oh, now that looked intentional, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so. The skipper, there you can see.
Incredible.
Doesn't really need to do that, and the referee does that again. That's a red card. You can't raise your hands like that. Again, it's frustration again.
That is, I'm afraid, very symptomatic of what we've seen of this side all game long, Lao Toyota. Very late challenges, vicious ones as well. That's a poor ball in again.
Yeah, I think they have been really disappointing, Lao Toyota, especially going forwards. They haven't really gotten going, especially in the second half.
Well, we've had the 3 minutes of added time. Stipe Plazibat, now he does a little tug back in the 93rd minute. Did he need to do that? This time there's a yellow card dished out.
Again, that's very daft. It's good play. Hit them later on in the group stages. It's
well, that will be all put aside because Stipe Plazibat is the 2-goal hero here for Hougang United, who've stormed back after going a goal down, a controversial goal down, thanks to Goran Jurkovic. And history made for Hougang United, their very first AFC Cup match. They beat Lao Toyota by 3-1.
Thanks very much to Shashi Kumar and Shehzad Haq. And as you've just heard there, it's a first start in the AFC Cup and a first win for Hougang United. A well-earned 3 points for the club from Singapore, and it's a huge occasion for them. In their maiden appearance, they will celebrate that well into the night as they go top of their group. We'll be looking back at all the highlights from this match, as well as all the other matches from tonight's AFC Cup, as well as Champions League.